So, hi everyone. I'm Dino, and I'm the owner of Dino's Paws Brigade Dog Training and Behavior, and this is a free live YouTube Q&A. Anything you want to ask about dogs behavior, training issues that you have with your dog, how tos. So let's start with a few questions that I got in the email and obviously on comments on social media. What can I do to help my anxious dog? Well, there's many anxious dogs. I work a lot with rescues and I see that all the time. I would say that the first thing, the most important thing is to actually work on your dog's nose. What happened is that most rescue dogs and anxious dogs and dogs who live in the city, mainly cities like the ones that I work in, which is Los Angeles, New York, it is super unnatural. So many non-natural elements, so many noises, cars, skateboards, everything. Nothing is like, in nature. And what happened is that they stopped using their nose. They start using their eyes and ears instead of their nose. Dogs must use their nose. They live their lives with the nose and then the mouth. But what happened is mainly with rescues is that they just stop because so many weird noises and they use their eyes and their ears. So work on their nose. The basic way to see if you need to, work on your dog's nose and get it better is to just, you know, put a few, like a trail of treats when your dog is sitting like 5 feet away. See if they can see it. See if they can grab it once you give them the command to go and find it, sniff it, whatever. And you'll see that some dogs use their eyes in order to go there. You can do like a 90 degrees trail, and you'll see that some dogs will go to the end because they see it, or they will just continue on the straight and will not take the turn to the 90 degrees. They don't use that. What you want to see is a dog that just go with this on the floor, with the nose on the floor. Dogs have two noses, this, the outer nose, and all the inner parts. That's the real nose. It looks like a transmission, and it has like tons of thin layers and like tunnels go, and that's where they process everything. Now, why is it important? Smell will tell your dog if something is dangerous or not. They can smell something before they see it. So they can understand everything about it before they even see it. But if they don't use their nose and they use their eyes, everything is much more frightening. Everything can be dangerous. Okay? Every big dog that, oh, they see that they come their way might be dangerous. And then they're like super anxious. Every car can be dangerous. Every person can be dangerous. But if they use their nose will tell them everything. So if you see that your dog doesn't really use their nose, I just do scent work. Little by little, very slowly, with basic trails that they can see, and then use their nose to follow the treats. That's the number one thing. And you will see that the work on the nose correlates with the level of anxiety your dog has. Second thing is jumping up on things, on tables, on boxes, on whatever it is outside of the house. For example, am now working with a couple that has a very anxious, fearful dog. It totally fucks up their life. The dog is pretty much afraid of everything new and everything that might be something. Even like, oh, mama wants me to go to this dog bed that I've never seen before. I'm not going to go there. Everything might be dangerous for her. And the owner, when I started talking about jumping on things, the owner said, but she jumps on the sofa, and the sofa is so high. And I'm like, yeah, but will she jump on something outside in the street? And we went outside and we brought a box. And the dog was very afraid to go on that box, just jump on that box. And it's a small dog. So going over things, going up on things, I have a client who say it's goating, like a goat who goes up and look at everything from above. This really, really, really helps with self-confidence. That's what you need. That your dog lack confidence. So, that's what it is. That's the first thing that I will do with an anxious dog or to help your anxious dog. What else we have? Oh, this is a really good question. So my German Shepherd used to be great at the dog park, but recently he had a little fight, and since then it happened a few more times. Why is that, and what can I do to stop it? Well, I don't like dog parks. Many dog trainers don't like dog parks, don't like their dog or let dogs go and play with a bunch of other dogs in the dog park. And this is one of the reasons. So what probably happened, and I don't know a lot, but I know a lot about German Shepherds and working dogs, strong ego dogs. What probably happened is that the dog got into a fight and got addicted to the feeling of I'm the shit. If he won the fight, that's for sure. If you just stop the fight in the middle, God knows. But it happens a lot. It's just like junkies. So the whole adrenaline, the dog got the dog self-reinforced that feeling of, wow, this is really cool. I love that. I love this fight. I love this adrenaline. Mainly if you didn't do anything about it. And you see it a lot with, dogs that are, bullies, American bullies, German Shepherds, Corsos, dogs that usually like to protect. Once they growl and they get that, I protect it, I like it. So they just like junkies, they want to do it again and again. So you brought your dog to the dog park again, there was another pack of dogs or another dog, and your dog immediately went to that dog, to get that adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush is pretty fun. So that's what happened. And if you wouldn't do anything about it, it would just get worse and worse. I don't know the situation with your German Shepherd, but what I can say is that you have to put a stop to that. And you have to make sure that your German Shepherd knows that this is not okay and you don't allow it. My dog goes to the park a lot. And most of the big dogs who I train, um, they go to the park a lot, they go to adventures a lot, they're off leash a lot because they're trained, but they don't go to the dog park. They don't go and play with dogs that they don't know. It just doesn't happen. And that's one of the reasons. My dog had 4 best friends. She plays with them a lot. And they play very hard and they run with each other and everything. But that's it. I know the owner. I know the dog. She knows the dog. And something like that will never happen. Again, I don't like dog parks. I don't like daycares. And this is one of the reasons, just one of the reasons. If you have any questions that you want to ask right now, feel free to click on the chat and do that. Let's see if I can see who's here. I can't. Okay. Interesting. If you're here, you can just say hi on the chat. Oh, okay. Do we want to do some training question? Okay. Let's do a training question. I'm sure a lot of new dog owners ask that. How do I make my dog stay? So sit for a long time. Well, first you need to get your dog to sit. You need to get your dog to sit every effing time. When you say sit, the dog needs to know to sit. The best way to do that, and it doesn't matter if it's a puppy or if it's an older dog, whatever it is, you need to get their head to go up. With dogs, if the head goes up, the butt goes down. So they will sit. One way to do it is with a treat. You lure them up. Another way to do it is with leash pressure. You pull the leash up, the butt goes down. You say sit, and you create it. Sit, and you pull. Sit, and you pull the leash, or you lure. Once you see that your dog does it every time you say sit, they sit. Then you can start working on long sit, what I call sit duration. At the end of the day, your dog needs to sit until you say break or okay, or you call them. But a sit is a sit. It's not a sit and then they do whatever they want after and they just continue walking or go sniff something. If you say sit, it's a sit. To do that, in order to achieve that, you first need to really work on your dog sitting every time. Sit, sit, sit. When you see that your dog sits 10 times out of 10 times you ask, then you can start working on duration. And how do you do that? Have treats. Your dog sits, gets a treat, reward. You count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reward. Then you say break or call the name, so they will break the sit or okay, whatever break word you have. Then you do it again. Sit. The dog sits, gets reward. You count to 10, gets reward after 10 seconds, break. After you see that your dog does it again and again and again, and it's not so easy for them to sit for 10 seconds, mainly if you never train them to sit or to listen to you for a long time or be focused on you for a long time, because usually they're just focused on whatever. But once they focus on you, it's much easier. So you start with 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and so on. Once they can sit for a minute, they will probably be able to sit much, much more. And this is how you do, how you make your dog sit, stay. Oh, I see that Maple's mama's here. I love Maple. I miss Maple. And I love her mama's. Maple is a German Shepherd that I love German Shepherds, and Maple is awesome. She used to not sit, but she's awesome. And actually, it's a great segue to something. It's not a question, but it's something really, really smart. And Maple's owners do it a lot. They take Maple on very long adventures. Maple saw most of the United States, like more than regular people have. And why is it so important? Because the experience. It's a shared experience that she has with her mom. So if they drive to Texas, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. The bond that you can have with your dog, if you take them out to experience the world, to a place you've never been to, if you go on a vacation for 5 days, take your dog. It's unbelievable. And you can actually see the difference between people who do that with their dogs and people who always leave their dogs at home or at the dog sitter or wherever it is. The bond between the owner and the dog is so much better when you have shared experiences and new places. Here's another question that I got. Let's see. Well, oh, I gotta reply to this. Okay, she's really grown, but still reacts to some smaller dogs. When she sees the other pups, she sometimes gets fixated. Should we keep her moving or do something else? This is a great question. Maple used to be extremely reactive. Every dog, unless she knows the dog and it's her friend, it's gonna be like, whoa. And she's a big German Shepherd, so the reaction was like colossal. And now, apparently, she's much, much better. But like many other dogs, when it's a small dog, she she gets reactive and she gets fixated. So this is very, very, very important, the fixation element of it. Reactive, reactiveness is a function of distance. You need to find the distance when the dog starts to react. Now, let's say there is a from 1 to 10, let's say 20 feet, she's at 1 or 2. Uh, 8 feet, she's already at 5. Now, if she gets too close, she will be at 6, 7. And from 6, 7, it's very hard not to get reactive. It's very hard to go down from 6, 7 to 3. But from 5, it's much easier. It's usually from 5, it goes to 2. So you need to see and work with that distance in order to control that fixation. The dog can be focused on another dog that walks by, but we don't want them to get fixated. What I usually do is once I see that the dog is focused on another dog, and the best way to see it is that all of a sudden you're on a walk and the ears are boing, totally in the direction of that dog, even if it's really far away. Once they saw that dog and they're focused on it, the ears will be like that so they can hear what's going on. This is when I call the dog. I want the dog to look at me before it gets fixated. So if it's focused on the dog, I call, they look at me, so they're not focused on the dog. They can get a treat or a good girl, good boy. And then we continue. Or I can move to the other side. But I make sure that all of that time the dog is focused on me. This way, you keep your dog at around 3. You won't even get to 5 or 6, even though you're getting closer to the other dog. Why? Because you don't get them fixated. If you don't do anything, the process is the dog sees the other dog, focused on it, you don't do anything, that's when they get fixated. And that's very hard. You can try to keep on moving and use correction, but I think that the best way is to start get focused. Focus on me, focus on me. If you have some treats, that's great. It's important not to get them focused on the treat. I see it a lot. People with reactive dogs walk with treats, and then the dog is starting to look and get fixated on another dog. They take the treat and give the dog. No, they first need to look at you, then they get the treat. Otherwise, they think that it's a good thing to get fixated on any dog that comes. I hope this helps. Tell me if it helps or if you have any other questions. Oh, this is a question that I see a lot. My dog doesn't listen to me. Why? it, it happens so much. The short version is that because the dog doesn't think that you're the leader, the dog thinks that they're the leader. So in nature, someone has to be the leader. It just happens. They don't think about this. There's no rational. They don't think about it. Oh, someone needs to be the leader. Let's have an election and campaigns, and then we'll see who's the leader. No, someone just takes the leadership. It just has to be like that. So if you're not the leader, and if you didn't show your dog that you should, get the leadership, your dog will be the leader. If your dog doesn't trust, respect, if your dog doesn't trust you and respect you and doesn't feel like there's a unit between you guys together, you're not the leader. Think about it. Any leader, it's about trust and respect. It's not about love. People think, oh, but I love my dog so much, but it doesn't listen to me. Yeah, because it's not about love. Your dog doesn't need love. Your dog needs a leader. And you have to be the leader. And leader is something you win. You cannot just grab it. So you need to show your dog that your dog can trust you, respect you, and that you're a great fucking team. That's when you'll start getting the leadership. That's when your dog will start listening to you all the time. You would be able to just, look at your dog from afar, and your dog will know exactly what you expect the dog to do. And that's the great leadership about it. That's when you'll be able to control your dog reactivity, your dog aggressiveness, everything. That's when you will be able to start help with your dog anxiety. But you have to be the leader first. Once you be the leader, that's when your dog will start listening to you. Otherwise, your dog will not listen to you. And it will just get worse and worse. Believe me, I just came back from a client with a 7 or 8-year-old husky. And believe me, when the husky doesn't listen to you, and when the husky thinks that it's the leader, very hard life. Okay, so I think this will be the last question. And maybe there's lots of people who have this question. How do I stop my dog from jumping on people? It happens a lot, um, mainly with puppies, and it's something that you really need to cut with puppies. You see it a lot with golden retrievers and labs, but dogs love to jump on other people. Um, Personally, most of my clients, the dogs love me so much, they jump on me. I have no problem with that, but I don't want them to do it to everyone because they can, do it to a friend's child that comes to your place or an older person, and that might be a very big issue. So in order to stop them, you have to be with the leash on. And so, for example, here's a real life example. Let's say that you know that a friend is coming to your place, and you know that your dog always jumps on whoever comes to your place. The minute the guest is coming in, your dog is going to jump on them. Okay, you know that a friend is coming. You put the leash on your dog, not a harness. Okay, color, whatever color you want. And once you are about to open the door to your guest, you hold your dog's leash. So you open the door and you're ready to enforce the no jumping. The person comes in, your dog jumps. If you hold the leash, the second that your dog jumps on the person, pop, you pull it. The dog will try again, pop, you pull it. The dog will probably won't try again. Okay. Later, another friend is coming. Your dog forgot about it. So again, you hold the leash. Someone is coming. Even in the street, a friend is coming to greet you, and you can use friends and family to train this. You hold the leash. Your dog is jumping on the person, puff. While the dog is jumping, that's when you pull. Try to do, timing is everything. So when your dog just starts the jump, boom, pull it. And then it's over, boom, pull it. After a few times, your dog will understand that every time that he jumps on someone, he gets the leash and it gets like pressure and that the dog doesn't like. With enough repetition and consistency, your dog will just stop. And if you're really consistent about it, it will happen really, really fast. So just make sure you can enforce it and be consistent. Repetition and consistency is the most important thing for dogs training and behavior. Well, obviously I can continue the whole night. Thank you for everyone who came here, and thanks for everyone who asked questions and sent questions. And I'll see you next time.